Hello students, welcome to class 12 physics class. In last class we discussed all about EMF, electromotive force. And in many ways we define electromotive force. Normally that non-electrical force which move a positive charge from negative terminal to positive terminal. Whatever the work has to be done by that non-electrical force, that is called EMF. Clear? In this video we studied internal resistance and terminal voltage. Internal resistance and terminal voltage. So first, again we recall about the cell and the battery mechanism first. After that, because this internal resistance and terminal voltage are related to this electromotive force, that's why first we revise that idea or that concept about the EMF, how battery works. Then step by step we define internal resistance and terminal voltage. Clear? So first of all, cell. This is a diagram of cell. One positive terminal, another one is a negative terminal, and we know that the positive terminal to negative terminal electric current flows. And if we connect with a resistance, that means in place of resistance we can connect anything, bulb, fan, whatever electrical device we need to connect in the circuit. In place of this resistance, we connect here. So current get a closed path. So current flows to the, if bulb, then bulb flows. This is a closed path. So we can say that the cell provide electrical energy to all electric circuit element. Cell provide electrical energy to all circuit elements. It provides the energy. Normally we say that from positive terminal to negative terminal current will flow. That means we inside our mind we can think about that inside the battery produce charge, battery produce electric current, but this is not happen inside the battery or the cell. Cell do not produce the charge. Cell or battery, it's only maintain the potential difference, or the cell or the battery provides the energy. Energy means when any charges flows from positive to negative across this resistance or any electrical device, its loss is energy, and in this here when it enters to the negative terminal, it's totally lost its all energy. Now in between, then again negative to positive, in between this place they will gain its energy and then again it moves. So battery provides the electrical energy to the electrical charge, or we can say that battery or cell provides electrical energy to all circuit elements. It do not produce charge. It do not produce electric current, because we know that when a charge moves inside a conductor, it constitutes a current, but cell do not produce electric charge. Okay, cell provides electrical energy. Its function only maintain the potential difference, a steady flow of electric charge. Because if the two forces are same, that non-electrical force and the electrical force if same, if or in that figure, that water pump, if no water level difference is present, then how the water flows continuously? If pressure difference is present, then only through the C pipe or the C tube the water flows continuously, a steady flow of water. So any difference is present and cell maintains that potential difference, because we know that charges will flow from higher potential to lower potential. If no potential is there, potential difference is there, then charges do not flow from one side to another side. So this cell does not produce the charge, does not produce the electric current. It provides electrical energy to the all circuit elements, and it maintains the potential difference which forces the charge or electron to move in the circuit, which force to move the charge inside the circuit. Okay, for एग्जाम्पल ले लो, एक बात ले लो, जब स्कूल लॉकडाउन से पहले जब स्कूल आना था, नहीं मम्मी स्कूल नहीं जाना है, लेकिन मम्मी तुमको फोर्स लगा के स्कूल भेजती, तो दैट मम्मी हियर द सेल और बैटरी, she apply a force on it, she creates a force on her children to go to the school. That same way the battery forces a charge, that means only electrons, we say that electrons, when the electrons move, that's why we say that the current direction is the opposite direction. Electrons move in the circuit. Understood? Okay. That is a joke apart. Okay, for understanding this point, that's why I take that example. It happens before lockdown. After lockdown, I don't know. Okay, so that electrochemical cell, from, because we studied in last video that the electric motor, generator, it is a source, or electrochemical cell, they are these are the devices, sources of electricity. So electrochemical cell has two electrodes, one is a anode, another one is a cathode, one is connected, one is a positive, another one is a negative terminal. It is placed inside an electrolyte. This is an electrolyte. Okay, and here it is connected with a resistance. This is a closed circuit. Okay, so what happened? This is called the battery mechanism. We know that inside the electrochemical cell, many chemicals are present, and in between that many chemicals, chemical reactions that takes place, and that reaction is called exothermic redox reaction. Chemistry also involved in physics. Okay, so from here you can say that physics also related to chemistry, chemistry also related to physics, physics also related to mathematics. Okay, all subjects are related to each other. So exothermic redox reaction. Exothermic means energy release. During this chemical process, they will release the energy, that is called chemical energy, and that chemical energy converted to electrical energy. Energy released, redox means oxidation and reduction. You know that oxidation and reduction you studied in a class, in chemistry. So whatever the reaction takes place, that is called exothermic redox reaction. So what happened actually? Due to that chemical reaction, a force will generate, that is called non-electrical force, and which move the electron from positive to negative terminal. That means when this electrolyte is ionized in positive and negative ions, this negative ions are accumulated in one electrode, and the positive suppose in another one electrode. So one side becomes positive, negative, another side becomes positive. And why it is happened? Because due to a force which is just opposite to the electrical force, whose property is opposite to the electrical force. Electrical force attract between the two opposite charges, repel between the two charges, but non-electrical force move or separate the two kinds of charges into different sides, or over the two electrodes. One side becomes negative, another side becomes positive. Positive charges accumulated over here, negative charges accumulated over here. Okay, now so here electrons are accumulated, that means negative charges, Now when we join with us this resistance, this is a closed circuit, this electrons gets a path to flow. Okay, so in the like this way electrons are flow like this side against this resistance, then in this towards the positive electrode. So what we can say that this is the electrons direction, so we can say that current will flow from positive to negative, but electrons will flow from this side to this side. That's why the current, we know this one, that the direction of current is opposite to the direction of electron. So this is the direction of current and this is the direction of electrons. So when electron move from positive to negative terminal, now after that what happened, these electrons come in this electrode, this positive electrode here. Now from here to here, then again electrons move from positive terminal to negative terminal, and in between this journey, when it moved from positive to negative, in between this gap, in this gap they gain its energy, because when it released from this or started flow from this electrode to this electrode, when it cross this resistance, we know that the resistance, a voltage will drop against a resistance, so it will lose that all electrons lost its energy, and when it enters in the positive electrodes, it has no energy, completely zero energy, it completely lost its all energy. Now again these electrons move from positive terminal to negative terminal, and during this journey here inside the electrodes, in between this gap, the electrons gain its energy, and there are many ions. So against this ion it moves towards the negative terminal. That means the work has to be done by that electron, and we know that that energy, that work done, is stored as a energy, that is a source of this energy of this electron. So you understand how the electrons get the energy when it moves from positive to negative. We also define that the one positive charge, a positive charge means that electrons. Okay, a charge, unit positive charge, move, the work has to be done to move a unit positive charge from positive terminal to negative terminal. Okay, that work done is stored as an energy inside the electron. Did you understand this? All this is called the battery mechanism. So again we just recall this one. This is a electrochemical cell. Here many electrolytes are there, electrolyte ionization process, many ions are there, positive and negative. So due to the non-electrical force, one side all negative ions are accumulated, another side all positive ions are accumulated. Now when we connect this two electrodes with a wire through our resistance, the electron gets path to flow through the circuit. So when electron started its journey against this resistance, it lost its energy, and when it reached the positive electrodes, it completely lost its all energy. Then again when the electron move from positive terminal to negative terminal, in between this journey, this gap, they will work has to be done by the electron, and we can say that in this journey this electron gain its energy, and again it flow through this circuit. So this is the electron's direction. So we can say that the current will flow from positive to negative direction. This is called battery mechanism. Understood? Okay. Now what happened? Next procedure. Potential difference between two electrodes or the terminals of cell when no current flows. That means the circuit is open circuit. So if we connect here one switch and this switch is open, so this is an incomplete circuit. The electrons will not flow through this positive electrode. So in this condition, when circuit is open circuit, the potential difference is created in between these two electrodes, and when no current flows through the circuit, this is called EMF. This is called EMF. We also say that this is called EMF because E equals to V, we already proved E equals to V. So its unit is volt. We can say that VE E equals to potential of plus positive electrodes VE plus and negative electrode side VE minus. Already it is minus of minus VE, that is on VE plus VE minus. That means the EMF equals to potentials are added. So if we say that the positive electrodes has a 10 volt potential and the negative electron has a 5 volt electron, so total potential difference 10 plus 5, because 10 minus 5, 10 plus 5, that is 15 volt. It's EMF when the circuit is open, when no current flows through the circuit. In that condition, whatever the potential difference is created between two electrodes on the terminals of cell, that is called EMF. For example, from a market, if you buy a battery, when you pick up the battery, do you get any electric shock? No, because there is no circuit. We can say that this is an open circuit. No circuit is there. Another one, and you will see that any battery, 9 volt battery is also available in market. We also use in practical purpose. It is written over there that is, it is 9 volt, it is 1.5 volt. What is this meaning? It's meaning the EMF of that battery is 1.5 volt. EMF of that battery is 9 volt. That means the potential difference between the positive and negative terminal, one positive side is there. If 1.5 volt, one side is positive, another side is negative. For a 9 volt battery, two terminals are there, one positive, one negative. So it's meaning that 9 volt, 1.5 volt, it means that potential difference between positive and negative terminal of the battery is 1.5 volt. In case of a 9 volt, that is 9 volt. But what happened? When we connect in a circuit, it will not give the 1.5 volt, because it gives the less than 1.5 volt. Because when we connect in a closed circuit, when we connect this battery with any electrical device or any external circuit, its potential difference decreases, because a potential drop is there against the resistance. We connect any electrical device over there, it's lost its energy, it's lost its potential. So potential difference decreases because it is now closed circuit and we get the electric current. Did you understand? So from market, whatever the battery you got, you buy from the market, and it is written over there 1.5 volt, that means EMF is 1.5 volt. But when we use in a practical purpose or any for household purpose, it will not gives us the 1.5 or 9 volt, because in closed circuit some energy will drop, the potential differences decreases during the closed circuit. Okay, that's why we cannot use a battery for a lifetime. After a certain time we replace by a new one. You see that for a watch, in the wall clock, or your hand clock also, hand watch also, a battery is not used for a lifetime back. It is replaced after some time, up 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 1 year, but it will be replaced because its potential difference day by day decreases. Clear? When it is connected with a closed circuit. Okay, now take one example. See this circuit. Let a battery, we use a battery whose EMF is 12 volt. You from market you buy one battery, 12 volt is written over there, that means 12 volt, and we connect this battery with a resistance of 4 ohm. And we connect over a voltmeter and here a ammeter to measure the potential difference across this resistance, and the ammeter also be there. Okay, so if we apply the Ohm's law, when we observe if we apply theoretically apply the Ohm's law, so what will be the current flows to the ammeter? 12 by 4, that is 3 ampere, and the voltmeter across only one is there, so 12 or 12 volt, it is across this one, so 12 volt is there, 3 into 4, 12 volt. Potential across the resistance also 12 volt. But in practical classes or when we observe, we get ammeter equals to, ammeter gives us 2 ampere, and here voltmeter gives us the 8 volt. But why it happens? It is a 12 volt EMF. I told just now, we told that its potential difference is decreases, but why it is decreases? Why? Where it is decreases? In the practical purpose, you also see that normally we say that in Ohm's law we get a straight line, but practically we cannot get each point not lie on the same line. We observe I equals to 2 ampere, that means practically from ammeter we get I value is 2 ampere, and from voltmeter we get 8 volt. But theoretically, when we apply the formula, we have this one. Then why it is less than 1 ampere, why it is less than 4 volt ampere? It's happened because this cell also has one resistance inside it, and that resistance is called internal resistance. That's why when we connect a battery in a closed circuit or across with an electrical device, its potential difference decreases due to that resistance. Resistance opposes the motion of a charge, and that one is lies inside the battery only, and that's why we get the current value is 2 ampere and voltmeter value is 8 volt. This is called internal resistance. So how we define it? It is the obstruction offered to path of current due to the material of electrolyte of cell. That means when the electrons move from positive to negative side, many ions are there, it will collide with that ions, okay, and during that collisions a resistance is increases, okay. During that this here in between this internal resistance means here in between positive to negative. When the electrons, that's why the electrons, one work has to be done by the electron against that other ions, against that collision, and that collision occurs between this because of this internal resistance, and internal resistance in between the positive electrode and the negative electrode. So if we draw this one with the internal circuit, internal resistance always denoted by R. So this is sometimes in book it is in dotted line. That means because it is an internal circuit, this internal resistance is present inside here, inside the electrolyte. That's why it is drawn in a dotted box. So if now this internal resistance has 2 ohm, if R equals to 4 ohm, now you apply the Ohm's law, you calculate the total equivalent resistance is 2 plus 4 is 6 ohm. So current equals to 2 ampere, okay. And the across R, the voltage is delta V1 equals to 4 into 2, that is 8 volt, and across this one the voltage is 4 volt, total 12 volt we get. So this 1 volt or this 4 volt will loss here, will drop against this internal resistance. That's why in external circuit or outer circuit we get less than EMF, the voltage less than EMF. Or we can say that here the charge is discharged, because charge moved from positive to, it will discharge from battery. So in discharge time, this voltage external circuit, the voltage is less than the EMF. So so now you understand why we get here less than 4 volt. That 4 volts, where it is gone? It is gone due to this internal resistance. and this voltage drop or this potential drop against the external resistance, this is called terminal voltage. So if because this R is internal resistance, it includes inside the battery. So these two are the terminals. So against these two terminals, which one is the voltage or which one is the potential across the 4 ohm, and across the 4 ohm what will be the delta V or potential is 8 volt. So 8 volt, that is the terminal voltage. That's why this is called the terminal voltage. And we get this is a external circuit because this electrolytes is all inside the battery and this one is outside the battery. So in external circuit, whatever the voltage we get in between the two terminals, that is called terminal voltage, and inside the battery, in which offered the path of the current due to the material of the electrolyte of cell, that is called internal resistance. Now you understand why it is not the 1.5 volt is not given, 9 volt is not given, and day by day when we use that battery, its potential decreases. Understood? Okay. So potential difference across the two terminals of the cell when current is drawn from the cell, that means circuit is closed circuit. Only that condition we get the terminal voltage. This is a closed circuit, not the open circuit. Current moves from this side to this. That's why we get the voltage drop against the resistance. If it will be open circuit, we cannot get the terminal voltage. So terminal voltage we get when the circuit is closed circuit, and EMF we get when the circuit is open circuit. No current flows in a circuit. So potential difference across the two terminals of a cell when current is drawn from the cell is called terminal voltage. Or another way we can say that potential difference in the external circuit, because R, that capital R is the external circuit resistance, potential difference in the external circuit is called terminal voltage. This is, if we say that this is A and this is B, so in the voltage between A and B, this is called terminal voltage. So terminal voltage is 8 volt. So 8 volt equals to what we can write? Total 12 volt minus 4 volt, because 4 volt is dropped against this R, internal resistance. So terminal voltage, it can be written as V. Terminal voltage, so 8 volt, what is 8 volt? 8 volt is terminal voltage, that is equals to 12 volt is what? 12 volt is the EMF, that is E, minus, if we apply here the Ohm's law, R equals to V into, 4 volt equals there, so V equals to I into R. So in place of 4 volt we can write 2 ampere into 2 ohm, because if you calculate the current across this resistance, we get the 2 ampere current. Okay, so minus I into R, 2A into 2 ohm, that is I into R. So terminal voltage is denoted by V, that is equals to EMF minus IR, small r at the internal resistance. So this is the equation, or this is the relationship between the terminal voltage, EMF and the internal resistance. This is from example we write. We can also prove this one. From example we can derive this one, but normally we also derive this one later. So this is the relationship between the terminal voltage, EMF and internal resistance R. So how we can prove? Suppose this is a cell. Okay, it is connected across a external circuit, and this is the internal resistance. That's why we dotted line over there. And so current charge, electrons will move from this side to that side. So current will move from this side to that side. I current is flows. And A and B, the potential at A point VA, potential at point VB. Now if we choose a path, a direction of the path, so we say that the current after one cross, it when it reaches at B, it moves towards the A. So B to A. When it moves from B to A, so B, the I is moved, this is a higher potential and this is a lower potential. Okay, so it will move towards this one. So VB started from VB, so VB. Now because it moved here, the discharge, charge will discharge, that is minus I into smaller, plus then again this is the EMF of the battery. So this is lower potential to higher potential, it's gain its energy, higher potential lower potential loss its energy, minus I into R, then again gain its energy, plus E. So this plus this plus this, that is equals to total VA, or we can say that VA equals to whatever the total current, that is equals to this one plus this one plus this one, but this one is a minus because it's lost its energy. So VV minus IR plus E, that is equals to VA. We can write this one. So after solution, E minus IR, that is equals to VA minus VV, and VA minus VV, that is the two terminals. This is a terminal voltage, it is written as V. So V equals to E minus I into R. So in this case, charge will discharge the charge from the battery. And if in some cases when we studied the Kirchhoff's law, okay, in some problems also be there, when the charging process, the terminal voltage is greater than the EMF, then this equation is written as E plus IR, that is equals to V. This is for discharging purpose. This is for discharging purpose. V equals to when terminal voltage is less than the EMF, then we can write V equals to E minus IR. But when the terminal voltage is greater than the EMF, we can write E plus IR. Understood? Okay. So another definition means this one, potential difference in the external circuit. We can write the terminal voltage V equals to I into R external. That is from the Ohm's law, V equals to IR. So if we give, this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. So from these two equation, both equation are the equation of V. So E minus IR, that is equals to, we can write I into R external. So we take common I, R external minus smaller, that is equals to E. So I equals to E by R external minus R. I equals to E by R minus R. R means external resistance, R means internal resistance. So when we studied the Kirchhoff's law, this formula we use to calculate the current. Or if any problem is there where the internal resistance is there, EMF is there, we find out the current, then also we use this formula. So during discharging process, we already discussed, when the terminal voltage is less than EMF, we use V equals to E minus IR. And during charging process, where the charge is not discharged from the battery, charge will enter in a circuit. That is, in that time, when terminal voltage is greater than the EMF, we can write V equals to E plus IR. Did you understand? The terminal voltage, internal resistance and EMF all are interconnected to each other by this relation. Okay, and the last topic, so here we can discuss the in what the factors on which the internal resistance depends. Internal resistance depends on the area of the electrodes. अगर हम electrodes का area increase कर दे तो वो electrons को और ज़्यादा प्लेस मिल जाएगा, वहाँ पर जाने के लिए थोड़ा मेहनत कम करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so the charges moves easily with the less obstruction. So if we increase the area, the internal resistance decreases. Second one, distance between the two electrodes. If we increase the distance, the more obstruction will there, so more collisions will be there, resistance will increase. So if we increase the distance between the two electrodes, resistance also increases, internal resistance. If we decrease the distance between the two electrodes, internal resistance also decreases. Third number is the concentration of electrolyte. In practically, it is proved that whatever if the more concentration is there, internal resistance is, because the ions present are more. So collisions, when the electrons move from positive to negative terminal, more ions are present, so it will fight with that ions. So more resistance will be also increases, more obstruction will be increases. So concentration of the electrolyte if increases, internal resistance also increases. And last one is the temperature. If we increase the temperature, its volume increases, so it gets a space to move easily, so then the obstruction is less, so internal resistance decreases. So these are the 4 factors on which internal resistance of a battery or of a cell depends. I hope you understand the EMF, battery mechanism, internal resistance and terminal voltage. Just you keep it in your mind, we get the terminal voltage when the circuit is closed, but we get EMF when it is only the open circuit. No current will drawn from that electric circuit. Open circuit, EMF, closed circuit, terminal voltage. And due to internal resistance, practically we get whatever the theoretical value, we get its less value because of the terminal voltage. Potential difference is decreases. Clear? I hope it is clear now to understand this, all these things. Okay, so if you have any problem, please write in a comment box. Have a nice day. Tata.